Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina, para sa mga temporary foreign workers na naghahanap pa rin ng trabaho dito sa Canada, mga gusto pumunta dito o naghahanap ng ibang employer. Okay, pag-uusapan po kasi natin ngayon LAMIA. Okay, yung mga LAMIA jobs. Ang dami ko nakikita lately sa social media, no, talking about mga, pahirap na ng pahirap ang LAMIA talaga. Puro refused na ang mga LAMIA. Ang gusto ko lang naman i-stress dito sa episode, ano ba ang totoong lagay ng mga LAMIA jobs? Hindi naman po guys, no, zero ang mga nai-issuehan ng LAMIA, nabibigyan ng positive LAMIA. Meron pa rin, but you know, admittedly, things remain the same, stricto pa din. At mukhang lalo pang naghihigpit, ano? So alamin natin ngayon, ano ba talaga ang tunay na estado, Ms. G? Welcome back, Geraldine Vallarayil ng GHV Immigration.
Yes.
Oo nga, Ms. G, no? Ano ba talaga ang lagay ng mga LAMIA jobs? Again, I just want, I guess, to clarify things. Because if you look at some vloggers, halimbawa, no, sinasabi nila, wala na, nire-refuse na lahat ng mga employers na gusto sanang magka-LAMIA, etc. Ano ba talagang katotohanan dyan, Ms. G?
Oo. Yes, marami nga tayo nababasa, no? Especially mga vloggers. So sometimes, may reality din naman, no? But not entirely true. No, but of course, hindi katulad nung, let us say, a few months ago or a year ago, hindi na ganun kadaling makahanap or mag-process ng LMIA. Because na yung new restrictions in place that make LMIA support more challenging, especially dun sa mga certain regions and specific job types. No? So, ang una nga doon, several restrictions sa LMIA kasama na dyan kung, for example, ang company or ang employer is in a region with unemployment rate of 6% and above.
Yeah.
So restricted sila to apply for LMIA under the low wage category. So specifically, yung positions under the low wage category ang mga natamaan talaga.
Oo nga eh.
Oo.
Nabanggit po, Ms. G, yung high unemployment rate. Basically, again, just to be clear about it, areas with unemployment rate of 6% above, hindi na, automatic na yun. Kahit ano bang sabihin nyo, hindi na nila ipaprocess ang LAMIA for low-wage jobs. Ano ba itong mga popular low-wage jobs na marami mga Pilipino noon ang nakaka-avail, basically, no? I think there's food service, di ba? Retail, yung mga retail salespersons. Ano pa ba, Ms. G? Sa hospitality, meron din yata noon, di ba?
Yes. Oo, tama. So, kanina nga lang, no, nag-browse ako to update my information din sa unemployment rate. So, for example, yung matataas ang unemployment rate is Calgary. No? Currently, it is sitting on like 7.8% ang unemployment rate. Toronto, 8.6%. And then Edmonton, where I'm sitting right now, 7.3%, and Vancouver 6.6%. So yun, definitely, kung ikaw ang job seeker, medyo iwasan mo yung lugar na yun. No, especially kung nagpo-fall yung occupation mo, like let's say kung cook ka or food service supervisor. So it's more of mahihirapan ka talaga makakuha ng employer na magsusupport sa LMIA mo, or swerte mo na lang kung meron na silang ready LMIA. But that's very rare na merong may ready LMIA. So, nakita ko rin, no, like they can focus on regions like Grand Prairie. Miss Ina,
what you're talking about now is maybe some areas that they can explore kung sila ay low wage. Ito ba yung sasabihin mo, Ms. G?
Yes, oo. Okay. So yung Grand Prairie, medyo mababa ang unemployment rate. When I say mababa, so below 6%. So nakita ko rin Halifax sa Nova Scotia, Moncton ng New Brunswick, London, Ontario, Thunder Bay, Ontario. Yes, mababa, below 6% ang unemployment rate ng London, Ontario. Oo, and Winnipeg sitting at 5.9%.
Pero malapit na si Winnipeg.
Oo nga, nasa border na.
Oo.
Yes. So magbabago na naman, i-update na naman ng ESDC yan after July 10. Nakikita natin, tataas ba ang unemployment rate sa mga regions na yan. And surprisingly, Regina and Saskatoon in Saskatchewan, below 6% ang ang unemployment rate. And ang nakita kong pinakamababa, Victoria, BC. I think it was just 3 point something % ang unemployment rate nila. So those are locations na ang LMIA processing is still active or possible.
For low wage yun Guys itong information na pinag-uusapan namin is as of recording, and we are recording this July 3, 2025. Pero Ms. G, okay, sabihin mo nang-explore nila itong areas na sinabi mo, Grand Prairies, Halifax, Moncton, etc. Can you explain to us yung wage requirement? Okay, kasi the thing is, I've seen posts over the past week na tinaasan yung threshold. Parang ganyan for low-wage jobs. Tama ba yun? Can you explain it to us? Baka mali din pagkaintindi ko ulit.
Sa pag-a-apply kasi ng LMIA, so merong may table yan ng wage. So there is a low wage, median wage, and high wage. So, ano ba yung median wage? So of course, yun yung middle point ng law at saka ng high wage distribution. So ang median wage, hindi yan yung minimum wage. So maraming dito doon. Yes, iba ang minimum wage sa median wage. So for example, sa Ontario, $36 as of today ang high wage. No? So let us say, even if the employer would like to hire you as a housekeeper, but if they're willing to give you a wage of $36 an hour or above, they can apply for the LMIA. So yun yung tinatawag na high wage stream ng LMIA. Pwedeng mag-apply. Pero kung mag-apply ng LMIA na below doon sa $36 an hour, so hindi ipoprocess ng ESDC yun. They will not even assess the application. So you might refusal to process.
I see. Pero if the LAMIA is coming from a location with a low unemployment rate, kasama yan. Is that rule policy still in effect also?
No, kayang i-process ang LMIA. Pag below 6% ang unemployment rate. So meron din bukod doon sa 6% unemployment rate, meron ding mga sectors na hindi nahagip ng rule na yan, na refusal to process. Like for example, yung mga sectors na from agriculture, construction, food manufacturing. There's a lot sa Ontario, di ba, mga food manufacturing companies, hospitals, caregivers kasama dyan, and few more others. I'm highlighting the caregiver because just very recent, I received positive LMIA for a caregiver. No? And positions under those sectors can still apply under the low category. Meron
pa rin, na-issue ng LAMIA. Again, depende po yan sa trabaho. Merong jobs na exempted, tulad ng nabanggit niya Ms. G. And of course, in other areas na mababa or below 6% ang unemployment rate, tuloy pa rin ang pag-process kahit ng low-wage jobs. Okay? Kasi siguro yung mga napapanood po natin sa social media, baka sumakto na yung nagsasalita, ay covered po sila dun sa policies, kaya ang experience nila, ng mga pati ng kakilala nila, likely from the same line of work, puro refusal, baka ganun nangyayari, no? How about high wage jobs ng LAMIA? I understand, Ms. G, medyo kahit papano, meron tayong mga kababayan na napaprocess, no, for high wage LAMIA jobs. Can you tell us anong mga trabaho usually yan?
Usually, like in my current practice, na-share ko nga rin kahapon, naglaro sa mga engineers, mga technicians. All those jobs, most probably, ang wage niyan is below or above the high wage. Let us say Alberta, Ontario, 36 and above ang pasweldo dyan. So they are not, hindi sila hagyap ng restrictions sa pag-a-apply ng LMIA. So walang problema doon.
Oo. Tapos, Ms. G, yung length of contract nga lang, kapag high-wage job ngayon, is it also limited to 1 year or pwede pa rin 2 years sa kanila?
It can be up to 3 years.
Oh, up to 3? Okay.
Yes. Oo, isa pa yun nga pala sa medyo in-adjust, no, sa low-wage category, ang ano na lang, up to 1 year na lang ang for the work permit duration. Yes. Oo. But again, sharing my experience for the LMIA, for the caregiver, I think 2 weeks ago ko lang or more than a week ago ko lang siya nakuha. Ang binigay sa kanya ng ESDC is 2 years validity ng work permit. So possible up to 2 years even if it's under the low wage category.
Yeah. Okay, ito Ms. G, siguro somebody might be watching. How do I find an employer with Alamia? Kunyari, wala siyang kakilala masyado, no? Hindi ni-renew ng kanyang employer ang kontrata niya. Gusto niyo maghanap, where should one go? Can you advise them, saan makakahanap? Magtatanong lang ba sila ng mga connection lang ba to? Or is there an online database or platform that they can visit?
Importante dito yung may network kayo, ano. So sabi ko nga medyo bawal ang mahiyain dito sa Canada. And referrals work. Remember, nabanggit ko na noon ang aking profession before becoming a full-time immigration consultant. I was into recruiting. No, I sat with many hiring managers, and really yung referral, for example, may mga kaibigan kayo, kakilala nyo, itanong nyo, meron bang vacancy doon sa company nyo, and yung referrals matters a lot here in Canada. And pumunta kayo, check nyo rin yung mga location na hindi populated. Yung tinatawag ngayon na census agglomeration, yun yung opposite ng CMA, Census Metropolitan Area. No? So, yung medyo hindi maraming tao. Doon kayo pumunta, and then lagi ko sinasabi rin sa mga aplikante ko, finding a job is a full-time job here in Canada. Sabi ko, kung meron kayong driver's license, trabahuhin niyo paghahanap ng trabaho. Just an example, again, if you use Grand Prairie, awit ko, paborito ko ngayon Grand Prairie. Mag-drive kayo, papuntang Grand Prairie, for example, print a lot of resumes.
So okay yun, talagang walk-in. You would also advise that they can do that.
Knock on their doors. So sabi ko nga, kahit magpasa kayo ng 100 resumes, no, sa 100 employers, you only need one employer who can help you dun sa current situation nyo. So never give up. Because I know with the right strategy, piliin nyo yung region ng employment na paghahanapan nyo ng trabaho. And of course, right employer, hanapin hindi lang any employer or any job. Kung ang long-term goal nyo is maging permanent resident dito sa Canada, of course, you need to look for an employer na magsusupport din kung, let us say, gusto nyo mag-apply under the Provincial Nominee Program. No? So for Ontario, for Alberta, you need the support of the employer. So what's the use of nakakuha nga kayo ng LMIA, nagtatrabaho kayo doon, but your employer is not even willing to support yung documentation. So sayang lang yung time na i-spend nyo dun sa company. Diba?
Oo nga eh. Pero I can't help but also think naman, Ms. Gino, yung iba kasi talagang desperate just at the very least to stay. Kaya minsan basta lang may Lamia, hindi nila naiisip right now, yung prospects for PR kasi nga ang concern nila, immediate concern is makastay, hindi mapaalis. Basically. But anyway, may point din naman yun, kung hahanap kayo ng employer, alamin nyo na kung sila ay all-in sa inyo sa pagsuporta hanggang ma-PR. Ay, nako. Yun lang naman, Miss G. That's all I wanted to talk about. Maraming salamat. Ayun guys, good luck. I know many are still talagang struggling to find new employers to prolong their stay here in Canada. Ay nako, anyway, yun lang. Thank you, Miss G. I'll end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Thank you.